Klaus von Bülow, 82 years old now, lives in a mansion in London. I was wondering where he was.
Yeah, he went to London. He did the smart thing. He stayed out of the limelight.
Yep. Unlike O.J., who was blubbering like a baby. They say his tears were fake, his crying routine.
Crocodile tears.
See, I think I got that on tape.
Yeah, I wanted to hear this because I heard he broke down.
They say O.J. at the sentencing was going on and on and on. It was like for a really long time. What is it?
That's actually... I put it because it's his lawyer. One of his lawyers, gave this lame Civil War story trying to give him mercy.
All right.
I'm one of these guys who says everything you need to know about life you can learn from reading about the Civil War. And the story that comes to me at this point as to how I believe the court should sentence Mr. Simpson is, towards the end of the war, we're talking spring of 1865, the Richmond had been taken, and Lincoln was trying to get away from all the craziness in Washington, and he went down and spent 2 weeks with Grant at City Point. And the way
is this going somewhere?
I was going to say, okay, let him go. I'm bored to death. Yeah, let him out.
Where's he go with this?
Supposedly, Lincoln said, "Give him mercy." To the Southerners. But it takes them 3 minutes to get there.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not sitting through that.
Really?
I ain't the judge. I don't have to listen to that.
Abbreviate.
God forbid I ever become a judge. I wouldn't listen to anybody.
But that's what I'm saying. I would have given him extra time because his lawyer was bored.
O.J. sentencing.
Yeah, I don't know where that guy was going, but I hope he wasn't trying to tie in a race card with... Because wasn't there that story where Lincoln walked into Richmond and all the black slaves, ran to his knees and said all these beautiful things, thank you, and it was supposed to be some sort of poignant moment at the end of the war. Does this guy tie that into that?
No,
where else could he be going?
No, he's talking about offering mercy to the Southern soldiers,
right? Because
they were doing what they thought was right, I guess.
O.J. thought he was doing what was right.
Yeah.
That's a great comparison.
But, man, he's going a long way to find somebody to compare O.J. to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like the Southern soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
So now, Mr. Simpson, go ahead and stand.
This is great.
So great that it's a female judge, too, because, he killed his wife. Killed Ron Goldman, too, but, O.J. doesn't have much use for women. They're pretty disposable. So.
Well, he has a use for them.
Killing them.
But they are disposable.
I fucked him, then I killed him.
Yeah.
And then I fucked him again.
Yeah. But let's just see what he has to say.
Your Honor, I stand before you today. Sorry. Somewhat confused. I feel apologetic to the people of the state of Nevada. I've been coming to Nevada since 1959. I worked summer jobs here for my uncle in 60 and 61, and I've been coming ever since, and I've never gotten in any trouble.
Never killed anyone in this state.
I never even came close.
O.J. with that acting. O.J.
I'm somewhat confused.
I think it finally maybe sunk into O.J. that he's actually going to go to prison for a long time. I think he thought he was... You know what? You know that O.J. was offered a plea deal at the beginning of this? 3 years in prison.
Wow.
And we'd be done. And he rejected it because he said, hey, shit, I fucking killed two people. And nobody
got off.
Yeah, what do you
Didn't
think
do
about?
A day.
I ain't going to do no 3 years.
Confident.
You people are chumps.
I've come to your state often. Isn't one crime okay in this environment?
I never killed anybody. By the way, don't look near the cactus over by.
What is there's some comedian who said, that saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and O.J.'s staying in Vegas.
For a real long time, because something happened.
People have always been fine to me. When I came here for a wedding. I didn't come here to...
fuck whores and kill. And go on a rampage.
Pistols.
I wanted to just
He's the only guy who could come to Vegas for a wedding and wind up with a 15-year sentence.
I wanted to get an 8-ball.
Come here to reclaim property. I was told it was here. When he told me that Monday that the stuff was in Nevada, when he knew I was going to be in Nevada, I called my kids. I talked to my sisters. I called the Brown family, and I told them I had a chance to get some of our property back. Property that over the years we've seen being sold on the internet Let's see, pictures of ours that were stolen from our home, going into the tabloids. We've called the police and asked what to do. They told us what to try to do, but you can never find out who was selling it. And this was the first time I had an opportunity to catch the guys red-handed who had been stealing from my family.
So I got my Glock.
You know how shitty the police are. They couldn't even convict me. I'd take matters in my own hands.
So I rounded up my gang.
Your Honor, I stand before you a widower. A man who has lost everything.
Please take pity on my children. They only have one parent.
That's right. My children will be an orphan if I go to prison. Oh, I stand before you confused.
Do you know the whack pussy I'll be giving up?
I plead confused.
Your Honor, your pussy is something I would never even look at on the outside. Your pussy, is your pussy shaved, Your Honor?
Although I might throw you a mercy fuck.
There he goes, O.J. O.J. speak.
What else is it? You know,
How
because
great.
O.J., remember when the first trial he was constantly scribbling on that yellow legal pad?
This time I did not. I made a crucial error. When the jury saw me scribbling on a legal pad, they were scared of O.J.
You know, it was like, what is that earthquake the comedians talking about Michael Jackson digging up Johnny Cochran? That's what O.J. wanted to do. Don't leave me, Johnny. I need you now.
O.J. thought he was a lawyer, so now he's giving his closing argument.
O.J. for the defense, except the case was already closed.
What a
I don't want to steal anything from anybody. I don't think anybody there said I wanted anybody else's stuff. Just my own. I wanted my daughter, who Miss Brown gave her mother's wedding ring. Stolen.
No, you're not gonna believe it. Her mother's wedding ring. You remember her mother?
Yeah.
Shh, boy, she bled like a gopher.
You know how sacred I found her mother?
Her mother's wedding ring, for Christ's sake.
You know, I've cried. I've cried over that for days.
You would put a nick in my knife when I was slashing her.
And she put her fingers up by her throat, and
She was trying to save herself.
It was
Dumb
that
bitch.
wedding ring that got her killed.
it's a sentimental value.
She was feisty.
You know,
That was some mommy. She put up a good struggle.
my
Kids
kids
should be
have
proud.
pictures. My oldest son has his own family now. He wanted the picture in the Oval Office with Gerald Ford when he was 5 years old. Stolen. All of these things are gone. My family knew what we were doing. And I don't want to hurt Bruce. I didn't want to hurt any of these guys. I know these guys. These guys have eaten in my home. I've done book reports with their kids. I sung to their mothers when they were sick. You know, I wasn't there to hurt anybody. I just wanted my personal things, and I realized I was stupid of me. I am sorry. I didn't mean to steal anything from anybody, and I didn't know I was doing anything illegal. I thought I was confronting friends and retrieving my property. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all of it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they got him for this. You know, probably he would have, done probation if it was the old O.J., but, he wouldn't even, be up on
Please,
charges.
the old O.J. would never have had all that stuff stolen.
I like that O.J.'s doing
They
book
would have been
reports.
dead.
Yeah.
I like
I
that
sang to their mothers. Did he say he sang?
Yeah.
He said, not only did he say he sang to his mother, but he said that he went with these guys' kids. Like, who puts their kids in a room with
book
O.J.?
reporter with the
All right. Now, I'm going to try and remain calm. Now, you tell me what this book is about, and we're going to get down to writing about what it's about. But don't fuck with me.
Well, you'd
So-
be missing a finger.
So why did he have to get a bunch of guys to go with him to talk to some friends?
Well,
I was confronting friends.
Last time I confronted somebody on my own, well, they ended up dead.
I confronted my wife in the wrong room.
I should have brung that knife.